Well, before Hillary Clinton can claim victory, she still faces a very close fight for California. What happens if Sanders pulls off a win today? Here for a fair and balanced debate, Democratic strategist Chuck Rocha and senior political reporter at LifeZette, Ashley Pratte. Thank you both for sticking around with us.
Good morning.
Ashley, I'll start with you this time around. I mean, it's a difference of just, what, two percentage points. It could be anyone's game. What if Sanders wins California? What does that mean for Hillary Clinton's campaign?
It means a lot of things. It means that she looks weak going into the convention, which honestly gives Sanders an argument and his supporters an argument to say, hey, superdelegates, guess what? Back in 2008, you guys switch from Clinton to Obama, maybe you could do the same thing now. Now, that is a big if, but at the same time, if she loses in California, that is the largest state in the country. That does prove that Sanders has the momentum he needs in order to start securing more support from superdelegates. So this argument he's making now that the pledged delegate race is much closer, it is, and he would definitely be in the hunt if he does place big tonight in California, which again, coming off of losses in West Virginia, Indiana, and Oregon, would prove that she is a weak and flawed candidate.
Yeah, Chuck, 475 pledged delegates up for grabs in California. In terms of the new voters, we heard earlier that there are about 650,000 new voters who have registered in California. Who do you think that will benefit most, Bernie Sanders or Hillary?
I think it's going to benefit Bernie. I think this is exactly the point that needs to be made as we move into the convention after we get past tonight's election. Bernie Sanders has done some incredible things in this election processes. We have to come together as a party if we're going to figure out how to beat Donald Trump. But there's one thing for sure. There's no Democrat that can win without the Bernie supporters and without the Hillary supporters. So there has to be some coming together. And the AP story last night does not help that. It helps galvanize and break people apart when we should be bringing Democrats together.
But do you think that that will keep people at home because they'll see that AP report and say, oh, well, you know, Hillary's already reached the number. There's no point in me going out?
Well, we know, and we've talked on this program, I am not a political reporter. I run campaigns for a living, and I think it's a good thing for Bernie Sanders because his electorate is more motivated to go vote. And the Hillary folks in California this morning are like, I got a lot to do. Maybe I'll go to a nice dinner tonight. I don't really need to vote. She's got this thing.
Well, Ashley, let's switch over to Hillary Clinton and Donald Trump moving forward into the general election. How do you think the campaigns are handling each other? We talked with David Lee Miller earlier, and he talked about the way the Clinton campaign is targeting specifically Trump University. Are they taking a play out of the Romney playbook?
Well, they're going to try to, definitely. They're going to hope that Donald Trump can be taken down because so far both Clinton and Donald Trump seem to be Teflon candidates in the sense of scandal, gaffes, everything. Nothing seems to stick to either of them. But the one thing that I do say that, you know, Trump has working in his favor is he has already started unifying the Republican Party much quicker than we thought that could possibly happen, just given the vitriol that was in the Republican primary, but that has lasted with the Democrats, and they've pretty much spun out into a civil war. But Trump has been able to really paint her as crooked Hillary, which has worked against her, and so far none of her attacks have seemed to stick.
Yeah.
When it comes to Trump University, I mean, he may dig his own hole with some of the comments he's made, but it's been nothing that's been done because of her.
And I want to let you comment on this this time around, Chuck. What do you think? Targeting Donald Trump's businesses, things like that, do you think that will work?
I have some advice for the Hillary campaign. They're going to come into this fight. They're going to have their boxing gloves on. They're going to wait for the referee to ding the bell, and they want to come in and have a boxing match. Donald Trump's going to walk in this thing with a broken Coke bottle, ready to have a street fight. He's going to say things that nobody expects, and you can't take on a street fight with a referee in boxing gloves when somebody's coming in with a broken stick ready to get down and say whatever they need to say, which is outside of the map.
Yeah.
Well, it's scripted versus unscripted, too.
Yeah, I have a feeling that we will hear about laureate education in terms of the Clintons. That will come from the Trump campaign. If you don't know about it, Google it. Thank you both for joining us, and we appreciate it. We'll see what happens tonight.